Welcome back to Satisfactory. Sometimes you just want to get started as soon as you can. And you don't really check to make sure you have all the stuff you need to complete your task. But that's okay. We've got some old construction over here we might be able to leverage. But right now we want to build the... Let's see, what is it? Modular engine infrastructure, which means we need to move in motors, rubber, and smart plating. Luckily, we've got a good chunk of all of those. I was standing up there on top of our computer factory because I was trying to see if there was a good place for it kind of right in this area. And I think we are going to put it right in this area. So that boar is really not happy with us. Unfortunately for the boar, he got poisoned by the plant. Let's go 2 higher. We'll try to be right above the tree line. How big do I want this to be? Part of me says a pure 4x4 narrow tower is the way to go. But maybe I should give myself a little room. Oh yeah, and let's see if the manta ray is gonna come into play at all. Nah, he's fine. I was figuring I was going to put in a lot of belts, so I grabbed a ton of aluminum, but then didn't really consider that we needed concrete. Luckily, like I said, we've got this old construction stuff for when we made the computer factory. One, two, three. So it needs to be at least that. Man, that just seems extremely claustrophobic. I'm gonna put one all the way around. Actually, that's not exactly in the right spot, is it? This one is. It's on the edge. This one I think is off. I imagine 3 belts. The hardest one is going to be the rubber. Because we've got our supercomputer factory kind of right in the way. We're actually not outputting a ton of rubber. Uh-oh. That could be bad news. Hmm. Looks like the recycler's got too much plastic. Like, way too much. Way too much plastic. Oh no. Yeah, we need to give that a little room. We might have to do a couple things to make that happen. This is going to be a bit of a rabbit hole, but that's okay. Right now, I just want to dump this plastic for points. And then we might go a little bigger in that regard and consider something like... Well, hold on. We've got an overflow right now for rubber. We probably don't want that. In order to make rubber, you have to make plastic. Uh-oh. Out of fuel. I probably dumped it all. I need to be more careful when I go to empty my inventory so we can do other things. I always forget that you need things like fuel. Luckily, the game quickly reminds me. Oh, we don't even have our jetpack or our hover pack. So I'm also remembering that we have an old place inside this computer factory where we are burning excess rubber. Why I ever decided to do this? Oh, it's set up specifically to only burn it if it's gonna be, if the computer factory is full. That's not as bad. I'm gonna set up to think computers instead. In addition to? Maybe in addition to. I think this just needs to be set to overflow. That'll probably get this whole factory running a little better. And I think I did an inline kind of surplus pull from this guy. Let's see. Yeah, I'd use a single buffer. I'm not sure where I want to pull rubber from. We don't really have enough of it. Unless I was going to say I could pull from here. But now we don't have a ton even here. I think I'm going to have to just connect the rubber and then make more rubber later. But maybe, oh man, burning computers for points. It is actually causing us to consume a lot of resources. We don't have a ton of rubber supply. Okay, but I'm going to have to do what I said I was going to do, which is let's just get it connected and then we'll figure it out later how to get more rubber into the system. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day just trying to make more rubber. Oh, it's a little turbo motor factory that we built. So much quick wire. The problem is it's all coming off the same line of rubber. There's really no extra line of rubber lying around. Unless we peel from the input itself. Because there is this up here where we're making sort of the initial seed item for the recycling plant. It's possible that we don't need that much to send it in. We could grab some of this initial. I already had this idea. This is already set up to send the overflow over to here. I already had this exact idea and built it. I'll be right back as soon as this auto save is done. 1 second. All right, I'm back. All that to say, I think instead of doing overflow here, we're just going to do half. So half will get made, half will get recycled into plastic, which will get recycled back into rubber, which will get recycled back into plastic. Do you get more out of that? I think you do, right? Yeah, 30 plastic gets turned into 60 rubber, and 60 rubber gets turned into 120 plastic. So you quickly get to the point where you have too much for a single belt. I might be able to run a little clandestine rubber line here. I'm going to take that away for a second. Oh, this is still set to overflow. Ugh. You know what? Let's do the rubber and smart plate. Obviously, dealing with this rubber is going to be way more trouble than I had planned. Okay, let's see. We want motors, and we want... if we had rubber stored in here, we'd take it. But we want smart plate. I think we should take the smart plate first. And then motors. And I know there's a ton of motors stored in here somewhere. Uh-oh. Somewhere I saw crates being made when we started doing deletions. Where was that? Ah, here we go.
I don't know. Have a good day.
And there's the other one. Okay, we're trying to live a relatively crate-free world here, so whenever we see a crate, we gotta stop to take care of it. I think I'll switch this one to this side, like this. I guess I'll figure that out later. And then we've got the motors that are flowing into here. And then we'll just flow those into here. I think I'll just put 2 levels up. But I absolutely want to add the rubber here as well. We can come back for that. But for right now, I think just these 2 pieces is enough. Gotta think maybe there's a faster way. I generally think it's faster when you build with the flow. Yeah, for sure. We're going to use these motors and smart plates to make modular engines. And then we'll put them, once completed, right back on this giant Beltapalooza here. And then we'll make the final product kind of out there by the blue and amber towers. And then we'll ship it all back on the same belt that we're currently shipping in the assembly directors. I think what we'll do is we'll say 2 inputs, 1 input, 1 output. And then we'll connect with a splitter. That tree is really in the way. Now we still have the rubber problem. Looking at this, we're barely making enough to make computers. I think we'll just connect it and then we'll figure it out afterwards. So this is the location where you can actually pick up rubber, and these are just sort of your generalized outputs. And then initially we connected it all to drones. Then whatever got buffered got sent back out for further processing. AI limiters, plastic, high-speed connectors. How about the other way? Then we'll ship this rubber out here. It's kind of bleeding the amount that we had stored for shipment, but these are totally full, so I don't feel totally bad about stealing, basically. And there we are. I think this is where we make our connection. If I can find a solid piece of ground to stand on. Whoa. Do I have power? Oh, I do. So right here, let's just try to go as straight up as we can. And we'll put a merger on. We're going to do our best to stick with the directional. Okay, so there you go. That is the ingredients that we need to make our next piece. And then, like I said, we'll put a tower up here. We'll make the motors, and then we'll ship it. Well, the engines. Then we'll ship it back down onto this belt system. We might go so far as to connect it right here, since right now it's just shipping automated wiring. All right, see that automated wiring right there that's going down? Still on that list right there. We've caught up to this automated wiring. And then somewhere in here we could do a split or... Ooh. With that turn, though, it's going to be complicated. But regardless, we could build the nuclear pasta and the thermal rockets out here. Assuming, of course, I'm not sure that... I wonder if we can get the special... What stuff we have on us? No, we need some modular frames. Ugh, why would I have those? Oh, I have those. Yeah. These won't fit in a blueprint, so we're gonna have to build those manually. But that's a small thing to worry about. We'll just adjust our plans to make the nuclear pasta. We'll make that horizontally, and then we'll build a factory on top of it or something like that. But those are easy things to figure out in the next video. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.